to this episode of Shift. I'm your host, Palmonia Gordon. Hey, good afternoon. This is Palmonia Gordon. How are you? Stopping in for a quick minute. I look dark. Let's try that. No, doesn't work. The light's that way. My hair is hanging that way. How are you? Have a question. Hey, Mr. Robert, how are you? I wanted to ask about anyone who knows someone or you hear on the news about someone being charged with intent and if we understand what that means. I was actually thinking if we had a robber that broke into our house and we wanted to really scare them. No disrespect, ladies. Don't get mad at me. All we had to do was just get up in our night face, right? For the ladies, not sure about you guys. But a gun is designed to inflict harm. So when someone pulls a gun and it goes off and someone gets hurt, we hear people say, oh, I didn't intend to. Hey, Dr. Nathabo, how are you? Danielle, how is it? Hello, House, California, right? It's not my intention to inflict harm when I pull that gun. But the gun intention when it was created was to do harm. So the gun is doing what it was intended for. However, you're saying, or we as people say, that's not what I meant to do. If you wanted to use the gun and not inflict harm, then you could toss the bullet at the person. But the mere fact that the bullet's in the gun and you pull the gun is doing what it's designed for. So I'm just pointing out some similarities in when we set an intention that we want to do something or we want to accomplish something and we don't use the proper tools, if you will, the target can seem far and endless and forever. It's just like an arrow. If you took an arrow and you put it in a bow and you pull back, you give it some tension, you give it some velocity, you're giving it direction because you're aiming it where it wants to go, and it weaves through the air and it gets there. Way better than if I'm going to just toss this like that. Because if you've ever seen me play ball, Palmonia, put it down. The question is, what are your dreams? What are your goals? What are the intentions that you have set for yourself? And you let it go and they just fall like this. Because there's no bow pulling back. There's no chamber in a gun which lines it up. And when you squeeze, it pushes it out like a cannon exactly where you are sending it. May I invite you, any one of you, every one of you, to join me at the Dreamers Workshop. That's all we want you to do. We want the Dreamers Workshop to be your bow that you can take your arrow. I should have gotten a bow and arrow, shouldn't I? And you can put it on and pull back. And when you let it go, it actually has aim and focus. And it's going to be able to use everything that is around it, the wind, the air. That's a part of why the bow is arched in a circle to maximize the air velocity for the arrow to go forward. Same thing with the Dreamers Workshop. Happening August 24th in Oakville. It's for everyone. I had somebody call me this morning. She goes, yeah, I'm free. And I'm like, go ahead, sign up. Spacing is limited. We have some amazing speakers that are coming out that are going to share how they are now presently living their dream, because it's knowing what you want, having the intention, but being mindful to use the resources and the tool. A bullet is great. Yes, it can kill you, but you're going to have to poke real hard. But then when you have the gun, which is the workshop, and you put it in the barrel and you pull, totally different effect. Same thing with an arrow. You have an arrow. Oh, yes, I can poke you with an arrow because it's pointed. But now if I put it in the bow, which is the workshop, and I'm going to take aim and I'm going to fire, what's that? That's called bullseye. You win. Look forward to seeing you. Make sure you check it out. The only way you cannot win is if you quit. And like my mentor says, it's impossible to stop a man or woman who will not quit. See you August 24th, Holiday Inn, Bronte. Thank you for stopping by this episode of Shift. Subscribe, leave a comment, like, share the information. But most of all, like the second hand on the clock, take 60 tiny moves that you can come back tomorrow. I love you. God bless you. Have a good day.